Welcome to Tokyo, where the city has been playing host to the 16th Paralympic Games. Coming up in this highlight show, it's a busy night for the swimmers with 10 gold medals decided in the pool. The Nippon Budokan bows out of the Games with the last 5 medals in Judo. And we'll find out who makes the quarterfinals of the women's wheelchair basketball competition. A star-studded field was on show at the impressive Olympic Stadium for the latest finals in athletics. From the People's Republic of China, Zhao Hongxuan, here in red, was aiming for her 4th successive triumph in the women's 800 metres T53 classification race. But her hopes of continuing that Paralympic reign were under severe threat.
Madison De Rosario, who's out by about 3 or 4 lengths at the moment, from Zhao, who's in 2nd position, and De Bruyne of Switzerland, who's in 3rd. De Rosario, with 200 metres to go, is looking very strong indeed. She's still around 5 lengths in front as she rounds the final bend and into the home straight. She lines up with 100 metres to go. She's looking extremely strong. Here's Madison De Rosario. She's holding off. If anything, she's going further out in front. And she's going to take the line and take the win and dethrone the current champion.
Australia's Madison De Rosario, at her 4th Games, had finally become a Paralympic winner. The smile of a champion. Tatiana McFadden from the United States of America is one of the best female wheelchair racers of all time. An icon of Paralympic sport and a multiple winner. She was involved in a duel with Switzerland's Manuela Scher on the last lap of the women's 800 metres T54 race. The Swiss athlete was slightly ahead and in no mood to relinquish her lead.
Scher's holding on. Manuela Scher of Switzerland. She's going to get across the line. She's going to win it from McFadden.
Scher had been unlucky so many times in Paralympic history. She'd had 14 top 10 finishes, but had never been a champion, until now. No wonder she was so relieved and delighted. The men's T11 event over 400 metres featured Gerard Descarrega Pugdeval. One of the secrets to the Spaniard's success was the bond formed with his guide, Guillermo Rojo Hill. A partnership that would pay off here.
The Spaniard is lining up another victory. He's racing away with 50 metres to go. It's Descarrega Pugdeval, Chikongo in 2nd. Descarrega Pugdeval is going to take it. The Spaniard's going to go across the line.
Descarrega Pugdeval had taken up athletics when his eyesight worsened. He was once again the Paralympic champion, and it was an emotional moment as he shared his victory with his close friend, who also received a gold medal. The women's 200 metres T35 race saw a rematch between the top 2 from Rio 2016. Back then, Zhu Jia from the People's Republic of China came out on top against Australia's Isis Holt. Here at Tokyo 2020, they were battling it out again for the gold medal.
Isis Holt leads by around a metre at the moment. She's looking very strong, but here comes Zhao Jia, and Zhao has got in front of the Chinese athlete. Holt's tightening up, and Zhao is going to take it. 27.17, a new world record, breaking her own mark that she set in Rio back in 2016.
A fine tactical race from Zhao Jia, proving herself one of the elite athletes. Ireland's Jason Smith was the firm favourite for the men's 100 metres T13 event. Smith was chasing his 6th Paralympic title.
They get away, and Smith got away really quickly indeed, and also did John Paul of the United States, but Smith out in front. He's being chased by the Algerian Akmani, but Smith gets there on the line just.
Smith had scraped home by 100th of a second. A true champion and already targeting Paris 2024. Old adversaries Pongsakorn Payao from Thailand and Canada's Brent Lakatos were involved in a thrilling finish in the men's 400 metres T53 race.
As they round the final turn into the last 100 metres, it's Pongsakorn Payao from Thailand looking to be back-to-back championships, but Lakatos is doing his best to get towards him, but I think Payao's going to hold him off. He's going to do it. 46.61, a new world record for Pongsakorn Payao.
Payao with a perfect race to hold off his great rival.
Beat his best of the day. It was his third attempt. Yogesh Kathunia from New Delhi. His third at the 19 Worlds. 42.05. 44.38 be his best. There are your medalists from Brazil, India and Cuba. This is the centre. Dunya and Diaz Aldana.
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि मैंने अपने पहले पैरालंपिक डेब्यू में सिल्वर मेडल जीता है और मैं आज बहुत ज़्यादा खुश हूँ। मेरे मम्मी पापा बहुत ज़्यादा खुश होंगे आज।
सर कल नेशनल स्पोर्ट्स डे था, जन्माष्टमी है, अभी आधा दिन हुआ है, 4 मेडल जीत लिए हैं और मेरे को लगता नहीं इससे पहले कभी भारत ने एक दिन में 4 मेडल जीते होंगे, वो भी किसी ओलंपिक इवेंट में।
नहीं, लास्ट ओलंपिक में हमने टोटल मेडल 4 जीते थे और आज हमने एक दिन में 4 मेडल जीते हैं और मैं होप करता हूँ कि अभी शाम के सेशन में हमारे 2 से 3 मेडल और मिनिमम आज उसमें ऐड हुए हैं और अभी जिस तरीके से हमारे एथलीट परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, एक जैसे हमने पहले भी बोला था, एक हम हिस्ट्री क्रिएट करेंगे और इंडिया में ये बड़ा ज़रूरी है कि जो हमारे एथलीट अब परफॉर्म करेंगे, जो अगले ओलंपिक्स की शुरुआत के लिए ये बहुत अच्छा है, जो कि पैरालंपिक मूवमेंट के लिए ये बहुत अच्छा है, उसके प्रमोशन एंड डेवलपमेंट के लिए। तो हम बहुत खुश हैं और वी आर थ्रिल्ड। The athletes are doing amazingly, performing amazingly, and we hope that by the end the Paralympic Games conclude, every Indian will be proud of our athletes.
One of the most exciting races in athletics at Tokyo 2020 came in the final of the men's 400 metres T54 race. In the heats, Athiwat Pangnua had set a new Paralympic record. But could the teenager from Thailand maintain that form as he led in the final?
On the outside of him is Daniel Romanchuk, who was 4th in the 5,000 metres, looking to pick up his first ever Paralympic medal. But it is the Thai Pangnua who's going to take it, is he? Romanchuk is doing his best to get to him, but then Romanchuk, well, a new world record. That is a photo finish if you've ever seen one.
Daniel Romanchuk of the United States of America had won by 100th of a second. These games were already memorable for Japan's Sato Tomoki, who had won gold in the 400 metres. Here he was in search of further glory in the men's 1500 metres T52 race, ahead of Raymond Martin of the United States of America.
And Sato Tomoki, it looks like he's going to do that double as he goes across the line. Tomoki of Japan does it, a new Paralympic record.
Martin gained silver after losing out to Sato, who'd been inspired to take up athletics after watching the London 2012 Games on television. Now the cameras were firmly fixed on Japan's new sporting hero. On to the sprinters, and in the final of the men's 100 metres T12, the focus was on the exciting talent of Norway's Salem Kashafali.
And they get away quickly. On the outside, it was the Brazilian Marina de Oliveira who got away, but it's Kashafali in the middle. Kashafali and Malone. Kashafali out in front. He's going to win it by a couple of metres. A new world record.
Kashafali had realised his sporting dream. The Norwegian could scarcely believe he was a Paralympic champion. The women's F20 shot put competition was a special family occasion for the Mendez sisters from Ecuador, with both winning medals. An ace claimed the bronze with her final attempt, while older sister Paleth earned the gold. And she did it in style, setting a new world record in the process. An ace was the first to congratulate her sister on her victory. A triumph for the Mendez family and Ecuador. High jumper Roderick Townsend from the United States of America set a new world record, winning the men's T47 event. Townsend is such a perfectionist that he wasn't satisfied when he won gold at Rio 2016. So much so that he even considered retiring. But he obviously made a good choice continuing in the sport. Teammate Dallas Wise claimed the bronze on a triumphant day for the Americans. The strong favourite in the women's javelin F34 class was Zhu Lijuan from the People's Republic of China.
Great flexibility she's got, and out near her own world record mark, and exactly equals it. What are the chances? 22-28.
Zhu had successfully defended her title from Rio 2016. Frances Herrmann took the silver medal with the first throw of the competition. The German was competing at her 4th Paralympic Games.
Paralympic champion and the world record holder for the
Wen Xiaoyan from the People's Republic of China had already won on the track at Tokyo 2020.
Wen Xiaoyan.
Now she was aiming for another gold, this time in the women's long jump T37.
Untouchable in this competition. No one else beat even the worst of her jumps. She's controlled this from the outset and had a season best 5 meters 13. Having won the 200, that's 2 gold. The Chinese champion.
Wen had shown what a versatile athlete she was. Another sporting all-rounder was Piotr Kosowicz of Poland, who achieved a rare Paralympic double merely by competing at Tokyo 2020. He had also represented his country in the Winter Games in cross-country skiing and biathlon. Kosowicz produced the furthest throw in the men's discus F52 competition. Velimir Sandor from Croatia was just 4 centimetres behind the Polish athlete. Sandor was clearly delighted with his performance.
Falei que eu não tenho nada!
Table tennis gold medal matches were contested at the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium. In the men's class 5, Zhao Ningning of the People's Republic of China faced Germany's Valentin Baus in a repeat of the Rio 2016 final. Zhao won in 3 straight games on that occasion, but it was Baus who struck first here. The world number 4 won the game 11-4, the first Zhao had lost at these games. But the defending champion levelled at 1 game all, and the quality from both players increased. Watch as Zhao turned his chair with lightning-quick speed here to generate extra force behind his winning shot. He went on to take the game 11-9. After winning 5 points in a row in the 4th game, Zhao had gold medal point here. Saved, and Baus won the following 2 points as well to take it to a deciding 5th game, which he dominated early on. And at 10-7, he had gold medal point himself. And Baus had achieved his dream. A first career victory over the world number 1 from the brink of defeat, and he was Paralympic champion.
Very shortly will be the women's singles.
In the men's class 7, defending champion William Bailey of Great Britain took on world number 1, Yan Shuo of China. Bailey had to save a match point in the semi-finals to get here, but he had the stronger start. Here he had 6 game points. He took the first game 11-4. But Yan struck back emphatically. After levelling at 1 game all, his attacking style was too much for Bailey to handle in the 3rd game. Yan went on to take the game 11-2. In the 4th, he fought back from 6-1 down to hold gold medal point here at 10-8. Yan clinched the match 3 games to 1 to become Paralympic champion. Bailey's silver was his 5th Paralympic medal.
The table tennis tournament at Tokyo 2020 continued with 5 more Paralympic titles to be won. In Class 8 of the women's singles, there was an All-People's Republic of China matchup between Mao Jinjian and Huang Wenzhao. 16-year-old Huang was trying to cause an upset against the 2016 Rio champion Mao, who she idolised growing up. And Huang got off to the ideal start, saving 2 game points before taking a thrilling opening game. World number 1 Mao improved her service return and began to dominate, taking the 2nd and 3rd games. The 4th was tighter, with Huang saving 2 match points.
Is she feeling the pressure?
But the defending champion eventually came through to win gold again for a 3rd consecutive Paralympic Games. In Class 5, it was another gold medal match between 2 Chinese players, with Zhang Bian played Pan Jiamin. Defending Paralympic champion Zhan had dropped just 1 game en route to the final. But Pan stormed into a 2-game lead. Zhang won the 3rd, 11-8, setting up an incredible 4th game. Pan then had 2 gold medal points.
She will not lie down, Zhang Bian.
But it was Zhang who dug deep to win the game and level at 2-all. And there were some entertaining rallies in the deciding game as Zhang saved her best table tennis for last to defend her title.
Best rally of the match to take the gold medal.
In Class 3, Slovakia's Elena
And
Konova
representing
played China's
People's
Zhu Zhang.
Republic of...
Zhu was dominant in the 1st game, winning it 11-2, as Konova managed just 1 point on her serve. The Chinese player also took the 2nd, 11-6, pulling away in the 2nd half of the game. The 3rd game was closer, but Zhu wrapped up a comfortable victory on her 3rd gold medal point. In the men's singles, the Class 11 final for intellectual impairment was between Hungary's world number 1 Peter Palos and Australia's Samuel von Einem. Von Einem, the bronze medalist in Rio, enjoyed plenty of joy on his big forehand as he won the 1st game. Palos dug in deep defensively to draw level in the 2nd game. But
out, world number 3 von Einem won plenty of cheap points from his serve and soon took a 2-games-to-1 lead. Palos got off to a fast start in the fourth, and that set him up to take an enthralling final to a decider. In a nervy finish, von Einem saved 3 gold medal points, but Palos still had one more chance.
And that'll do it.
And in Class 10, Poland's Patrick Janowski faced France's Mateo Boias. Janowski started strongly, taking the opening game, and he was soon into a 2-0 lead, courtesy of a tremendous backhand winner. And from there, Janowski completed an impressive victory. Janowski won gold at London 2012, and 9 years later, he leaves Tokyo with his second.
The bronze medal match in the wheelchair rugby saw 4-time Paralympic medalist Australia face Japan, who were aiming to add to the bronze they had picked up in Rio. Good play from Japan saw them take control of the first quarter. This late score ensured the hosts took a 3-point lead after the first 8 minutes. But crucially, they would also begin the second period in possession, so that lead would soon stretch to 4. Japan maintained their advantage throughout the second period, and as the seconds ticked down to half-time, some stout Japanese defence saw that lead become 5 with half the game gone. The home nation were firmly in control. Jaden Warren of Australia seized on a rare error to allow Chris Bond to score and briefly threatened Japanese dominance. But Australia, proving no match for a Japan side superbly marshalled by their American head coach, Kevin Orr. It was an uncharacteristic Australian performance, littered with mistakes. They again gifted Japan possession and the opportunity for Ikesaki Daisuke to once again restore a comfortable lead. And Japan further extended their lead in the third with a combination of fine attacking play and aggressive defence that Australia had no answer to. Japan saw out the fourth quarter with ease, and at the final buzzer, they secured back-to-back bronze medals at the Paralympic Games. Australia missed out on a medal for the first time since 2004. It finished Australia 52, Japan 60.
I'm really proud to be part of this competition and really pleased with how we fought back for a bronze medal.
The powerlifting events continued with the men's 88-kilogram category, featuring all 3 2019 World Championship medalists. 2012 London Paralympic winner Hani Abdelhadi of Egypt opened with 214 kilos on the bar. And this successful lift proved to be a medal-winning moment, third place for the Egyptian. Then the reigning world champion Ye Yin-jeong of People's Republic of China on the bench. 220 kilos in his second attempt would lift him into the medals. He did it and would be rewarded with a silver medal. Jordan's Abdul Karim Mohammad Khattab, the current world record holder, was the strongest as he claimed the gold with his first lift. Then he attempted a Paralympic record with 231 kilos loaded onto the bar. The gold medal and a place in the record books for the 30-year-old Jordanian lifter. Next to women's 73-kilogram class in a close contest to determine the medal placing. Zhu Lili, the 40-year-old from China, set the weight to beat with 134 kilos. The Rio 2016 silver medalist in another category was ahead after the second round. After winning gold at London 2012, France's Sohad Kazouani took silver in Rio. Now she was eager to grab another gold. Her 132 kilos lifted was only enough for the third place. Still good reason to celebrate, as she had won her first Paralympic medal. But 23-year-old Mariana D'Andrea of Brazil still had a chance to beat China's Zhu. She braced herself to take on 137 kilos. This was a lifetime best result for her. The Tokyo 2020 Paralympic title for the Brazilian, with Zhu taking the silver.
If you follow your dream, everything is achievable. I can prove that. After 6 years in sport, I was able to win my first medal. I'm so happy. no meu
Just
esporte.
follow your dreams.
E eu estou muito feliz
You can
e
reach
corro atrás dos
all
sonhos
of
de
your
vocês e
goals.
conquiste o objetivo de vocês.
Argentina kicked off their opening match in Group B, football five-a-side, against Morocco. Argentina won medals in 3 of the last 4 Paralympic Games, and it didn't take them long to make the breakthrough in this match. Federico Accardi's clever back heel released Maximiliano Espinicio, who showed great close control and persistence to score Argentina's first goal. Morocco, the champions of Africa, were back on terms halfway through the first period though. Zuhair Sneasler able to evade both the Argentine defence and the goalkeeper and goal. But the South American side were soon in the lead again when Espinicio fired his second to put Argentina back in front. Neither side could further add to their tally in the second half, and the opening match in Group B finished Argentina 2, Morocco 1.
Opening round play continued in men's wheelchair basketball, the United States of America against Australia. Australia jumped out to an early lead, Bill Latham with 2 of his 13 points. But then the USA took control, led by team captain Steve Serio. And then this in the final seconds before halftime.
Williams from miles out. My goodness, what a shot from Jake Williams to finish off the first half in style. The deepest of 3-pointers. He was feeling it.
The defending Paralympic Games champions stayed hot in the second half, opening up a 24-point lead after 3 quarters. Jacob Williams scored a game-high 24 points, including 3 three-pointers. Australia scored only 12 points in the second half. USA hand the Aussies their first loss, 66-38, but both sides have already qualified for the quarterfinals.
Men's wheelchair basketball Group B, and Germany played Algeria. Algeria was looking for their first ever win at the Paralympics. But they'd have an uphill battle against a very nimble and coordinated German squad.
Bieniek finding Haluski. Haluski heavily contested, finishes through the contact.
The Algerians worked hard to chip away at the Germans' lead.
Zidi tilts up and gets the shot in.
And they went on an incredible run in the third quarter, outscoring the Germans. They brought the match within 2.
Banks it in.
The Germans regrouped in the final quarter. Then it was the Algerians who were unable to land their shots. That allowed the Germans to pull away and take the win. Final score, Germany 71, Algeria 50.
Belgium and Ukraine went head-to-head in an extremely tight Group B, with both teams knowing that a win would leave them in a strong position in terms of reaching the quarter-finals. Christian Mapreni has been Belgium's star striker so far, and he was first to score here too. But in an even game, Ukraine edged themselves in front.
Off the feet of Bruno van Hove and his despairing hands.
But no team has managed to consistently defend from the Belgium number 5 yet.
Oh, but what a beautiful shot from Christian Mapreni.
Ukraine took another narrow lead in the second half, but to hold on to it, they'd need to stop Mapreni. Solid defence was the foundation for Ukraine, but the attack chipped in too.
Ukraine have scored again!
A precious win leaves Ukraine right on the verge of the quarter-finals. Belgium's 2 earlier wins mean they edged through on goal difference. 4-2 to Ukraine was the final score. All 5 teams in Goalball Group C still have a chance to make it through to the next stage. So in the Makahari Mesa Hall, Israel and the People's Republic of China were battling for the best possible position in a competitive table. The Chinese team were inches away from scoring first, but officials gave a penalty against them for taking more than 10 seconds to shoot.
That is a great shot from Nicky Ben David.
The Asia-Pacific champions didn't panic though, and they led 2-1 at the interval. The match remained hard-fought, but Zhang made things look easy with her 3rd goal. Their defence looked impenetrable in the second half, and Cao Zhenhua wanted a piece of the goal-scoring action too.
Oh, and right in the dying seconds of the match, China extend their lead once more.
The People's Republic of China booked their place in the quarterfinals with a game to go after a 4-1 win. Israel missed their best chance to top Group C, but they too will qualify.
In the men's goalball, Group A saw Algeria take on the United States of America. Algeria came into this match still without a win, whilst the United States could secure qualification with a victory. Algeria's Samir Belhoushat has been one of the stars of these Paralympic Games, scoring 14 of his team's 15 goals. And he was on form again, helping himself to 2 as Algeria kept in touch with the United States.
It's another goal for Belhoushat.
But America had their own star in Callahan Young, who scored all 5 of his side's goals as they reached the break 5-4 ahead. In the second half, though, America and that man Young went into overdrive.
Whipped through by Callahan Young.
Algeria were powerless to stem the onslaught as 8 second-half goals helped the United States ease towards the quarter-finals. 13-5 it finished to leave Algeria facing a nervous wait to see if they will progress.
In the mixed gender individual Boccia competition for athletes with cerebral palsy, Hong Kong, China's Yonghu Lam was up against Japan's Hirose Takayuki in the BC2 classification group stage. Young had already won her opening match and made a great start here. The 2 blue balls closest to the jack in the second of 4 ends gave her a 4-0 lead at the halfway point. The Japanese, competing hard till the finish, did manage to pull one back in the final end, but it was no more than a consolation, with Young, the world number 7, winning 6-1, making it back-to-back victories and on course for a place in the quarter-finals. In the BC4 classification, Croatia's Davor Komar lost his opening match, so needed a positive result against Martin Straharski of Slovakia. He made a flying start in the first end, with 3 of his balls going closest to the jack for a 3-0 lead. By the end of the second end, another perfectly pitched ball brought him 2 further points and a 5-0 lead. Straharski responded with 2 single points in the final 2 ends, but Komar took the match 5 points to 2. Korea's Young Sung-yoon and Wei Lun-chu had both won their first 2 BC1 group matches. In a tight contest, after 3 ends, they could barely be divided, level at 3-3 going into the final end. But remarkably, the Malaysian Chu scored 6 points without reply. All 6 of his balls closest to the jack in the decider to win 9-3. A fantastic finale, and he remains unbeaten with 3 wins from 3 games.
In Group A of the sitting volleyball, first-time Paralympians Italy were up against Canada at the Makahari Messi Hall. After losing their first match to Brazil, the Canadians were looking to improve and dominated the first set, taking it 25-16. Tokyo 2020 marks Canada's second Paralympic appearance after making their debut at the 2016 Games. Well-placed serves, good attacking and errors by their opponents helped them to the second set, with a comfortable margin of 25-14. The Italians came back strongly in the third set. Their serving helped build a commanding lead. 11 points the advantage at one stage, and they eventually took the set 25-15. The Canadians responded again in the fourth set. Heidi Peters was one of their stars as they took it 25-18. Peters was the game's top scorer with 34 of the team's total of 90, as Canada won by 3-1.
Today's match for us was just executing a game plan, really. We knew exactly what we needed to do to win this match, and that was just serve tough and just stay really aggressive, really loud, and we executed exactly what we wanted.
The latest play in the wheelchair tennis tournament continued at Tokyo's Ariake Tennis Center with the women's doubles quarterfinals on center court. People's Republic of China's Huang Qiumin and Huang Jinliang faced the turn test in the number 3 seeds Otani Momoko and Kamiji Yui of Japan. Kamiji, the Japan flag bearer, had her sights set on gold in the singles tournament also, and was determined to better her 4th place finish in the doubles at the Rio Paralympic Games. The Japanese were slow starting though, and with Kamiji at the service line, had already saved 2 break points in the opening game. The Chinese were determined not to let this early chance slip by though, and they earned a 3rd break point.
That's a lovely shot right down the middle.
The Japanese fought back and saved another with this excellent cross-court forehand from Otani. Followed by an even better volley, and from here the Japanese seized the momentum and took the first set 6-love. In the second, Kamiji and Otani had taken a 4-love lead. Otani then came up with this ace and forced the Chinese to serve to save the match. Otani then made sure of a straight sets win for Japan, and they advanced to the semi-finals.
Straight down the middle, it's victory for Japan.
The scoreline not reflecting that Huang Qiumin and Huang Jinliang failed to capitalise on their early chances. As the temperatures rose throughout the day, the centre court roof was closed. 2 players to benefit from the cooler conditions were Im Ho-won from People's Republic of Korea and local hero and 9th seed Sanada Takashi. Having gone with serve to this point, Im stepped to the line at 2-all, 13. The South Korean thought the ball was out. The umpires thought otherwise, and Sanada had break point. Sanada then held serve for a 4-2 lead, and from there served out the set, 6-2.
He gets it done first time I'm asking.
In the second, Sanada earned break point as he moved Im around the court to open up the chance of a drive down the line, which he took with confidence. From here, he won the match 6-2, 6-1. Next on centre court, and with the roof open again, was the second round of the men's doubles, and number 1 seeds Great Britain's Gordon Reid and Alfie Hewitt. They faced the Austrian pair Thomas Flax and Nico Langman. Reid and Hewitt, the Rio 2016 silver medalists, went 2 breaks up in the first, and it was a long way back from there for the Austrians. The first set sealed with the deftest of touches at the net by Reid.
Game and a first set.
Excellent court coverage by the British pair sealed the break in the second set, and from there the match was theirs.
Game
they advanced to the quarterfinals.
2-set love, 6-love, 6-love.
This was the decisive moment in the first bronze medal contest in the women's under 70 kg judo. Ogawa Kazusa of Japan wearing blue, scoring a waza ari, and it was the only score in the contest, giving Ogawa victory over Olga Zaborskaya. Lenia Fabiola Ruvalcaba Alvarez won the second bronze medal contest with this throw. Scored an ippon, which meant she earned an outright victory over Razia Ulukam of Turkey. Ruvalcaba Alvarez won this event in the previous Paralympic Games. She was delighted to win another medal. This proved to be the winning moment in the gold medal contest. Alana Maldonado of Brazil wearing white, scoring a waza-ari as she threw Ina Kaldani from Georgia. Maldonado could afford to be defensive as the clock ran out. She had lost the final at Rio 2016. This was her first Paralympic gold medal.
Congratulations.
There was another medal for Brazil in the over 70 kilogram competition. Meg Emmerich, wearing blue, was awarded ippon here for throwing Altan Setseg Niamar from Mongolia. That gave Emmerich an outright victory. And the second bronze medal match also ended with an ippon. Karolina Kost of Italy wearing blue, first given a waza-ari for throwing Anastasia Harnik of Ukraine, and she held Harnik down for 10 seconds to score a second waza-ari, which meant ippon and a bronze medal for Costa. There were emotional scenes at the end of the gold medal contest. Dursadaf Karimova of Azerbaijan, wearing blue, scored ippon with that throw against Zarina Baybatina of Kazakhstan. Baybatina suffered an injury as she fell and needed medical attention before she left the mat. But she recovered in time to collect her silver medal at the victory ceremony. The first bronze medal contest in the men's under 90 kilogram judo was decided when Helios Lachumanaya of France, wearing blue, pinned Jan Botta Amanjol of Kazakhstan down for 20 seconds. Lachumanaya earned a waza-ari every time he held Amanjol down for 10 seconds. 2 waza-aris meant victory, so the first bronze medal was won by the athlete from France.
Congratulations.
This was the crucial moment in the second bronze medal contest between Alexander Nazarenko of Ukraine and Artur Cavalcante da Silva from Brazil. Nazarenko, wearing blue, given an outright victory, scoring ippon for that throw. It was a second Paralympic medal for Nazarenko, who won silver in this event in Rio. The gold medal contest was between Elliot Stewart of Great Britain and Vahid Nouri from the Islamic Republic of Iran. Nouri in blue scored ippon with this throw, sparking emotional celebrations. It was a brilliant move from Nouri, who quickly moved from defence to attack, and it meant he fulfilled his ambition to win a gold medal at this, his first Paralympics. With 5 seconds left on the clock, Antonio Tenorio da Silva of Brazil, wearing blue, was leading the first bronze medal contest in the under 100 kilogram category. That throw by Sharif Khalilov of Uzbekistan levelled the scores, sending the contest into a golden score period, and Khalilov clinched the medal with this move, scoring his second waza-ari. It had been an unusually long golden score period, lasting almost 2 minutes, and Khalilov was keen to show his respect for an opponent who had come close to winning the bronze medal himself. The second bronze medal contest was decided here. Anatoly Shevchenko, wearing white, scoring an ippon with that throw against Oliver Uckmann of Germany. And there was a surprise move that decided the gold medal contest. Christopher Skelly of Great Britain, wearing white, scoring a waza-ari with that throw against Ben Gurich of the United States. And it proved to be the only scoring move. Skelly took the chance to celebrate his gold medal. Not even his coach was safe. The first bronze medal contest in the over 100 kilogram category was awarded to Ilham Zhakayev of Azerbaijan by default. Shirin Sharipov of Uzbekistan was unable to take part. The second bronze medal contest was won by Choi Guang-Guen, wearing blue, who threw Yordani Fernandez Sastre of Cuba to score ippon. Choi was the defending champion in this event, having won gold in London and Rio, but he would leave Tokyo with a bronze. Which meant there would be a new champion decided in the gold medal contest. Mohamed Reza Kirolazadeh, wearing white, held down Revaz Chikoidze of Georgia for 20 seconds, scoring waza-ari twice in the process and therefore a victory by ippon. It was a gold medal for Kirolazadeh in his first appearance at a Paralympic Games.
I am Patrick Anderson. I am a Canadian wheelchair basketball player.
three-time Paralympic champion and a musician. Returning to the Paralympic Games for the first time since 2012. That was a long time, you know, between London and now. Feels like a little bit of a throwback to an earlier life or something like that, but at the same time, we're very eager to be back, get on the court. You know, it's been a weird couple of years here, waiting for this thing to happen. And so, I don't know, just kind of excited and anxious to get things going. I was off making music with my wife and exploring other things, and I got enough curiosity to distract me from this, but when I'm back in it, I really enjoy it. My path is different, and I've been very blessed by it, both within Canada and on the international stage. And you know, this is my journey, my story. So I'm grateful for it.
Men's wheelchair basketball Group A, Canada against the Republic of Korea. It was a must-win game for Canada if they hoped to advance. A tight contest developed in the first half as Canada tried to hold on to a small lead.
Off the glass and in on the bank shot. Anderson comes right back and responds and gives Canada a 21-17 lead.
A tense final 2 seconds of the first half. Again, Canada beat the buzzer to extend their 1-point lead. South Korean captain Cho Sung-yoon was crucial in chasing down the Canadians, scoring 22 points.
Tries the three. Yes, he hits it. It's a 1-point lead, Korea.
But the Koreans' lead was short-lived thanks to a superb performance by Canada's Patrick Anderson.
Heads to the lane. Will he get the shot up? He does.
Anderson was unstoppable, scoring 29 points. Add to that, he was perfect at the free throw line, shooting 100%. A well-earned first win of the tournament for Canada. Final score, Canada 74, Republic of Korea 64. Women's wheelchair basketball, Group B saw Algeria play defending gold medalist, the United States of America. The Americans were off to a runaway lead as they were able to focus on their gameplay.
Moody. That's a very nice deposit into the basket.
The Algerians tried to settle their nerves and had a stronger third quarter.
Kingani intercepted by Ryan, but Kingani doing well to hold on and to get the shot away. Rebound for Boublal, and Algeria score. That was a well-worked and determined basket from the Algerian.
17-year-old Itzi Gonzalez, a high school student, was the top scorer for the team with 14 points. The game belonged to the Americans, a powerhouse of the sport.
That's a lovely bit of movement from Eaton, and this should be comfortable. And it is for Josie Atherton.
The Americans had a decisive victory. Final score, Algeria 21, United States of America 62.
The men's 400-meter freestyle S7 final at the Tokyo Aquatic Center. And Israeli Mark Mullier, swimming in the white cap in lane 4, was looking for his second gold medal at Tokyo 2020. The 21-year-old was favourite to win and got off to a strong start. He set a blistering pace throughout and at the final turn maintained his commanding lead. The race was on behind him for silver and bronze.
Mark Mullier has already picked up a gold medal at these Paralympic Games. It came in the 200 individual medley. The world champion, the world record holder, is going to absolutely obliterate his own world record here as he comes in to become a double Paralympic Games champion at these games. It's a brilliant silver for Trusov. The battle for bronze, though, is it going to be Austin? It is. The United States sneaks onto the podium.
Onto the women's race in the same class. This event would be a battle between two swimmers. Swimming in lane 4 in the black cap, reigning Paralympic champion Mackenzie Cohen of the United States of America, and Italian Giulia Terzi swimming alongside her in the blue cap. The two swimmers swam alongside each other for much of the race, but at the final turn, the American had taken the lead. Did the Italian have anything left to give?
It's Mackenzie Cohen, though, who is coming in to claim the gold medal and touches ahead of Jersey, who claims another silver. Julia Gaffney does indeed touch third fastest to claim the bronze.
Oh my God. To be here, I just have so much gratitude towards Japan and everything that they've done for us. It's really amazing to be able to come here and live our dreams. So I cannot thank them enough for making all of this happen.
Thank you, Emma.
Up next, the men's 100-meter breaststroke SB14 final. And world champion Yamaguchi Naohida in the black cap in lane 4 carried hopes of a gold medal for Japan and of breaking his own world record time. He was just ahead of his closest rival, Australia's Jake Michelle, who was swimming next to him in the yellow cap coming out of the turn. The Australian kept up the pressure in the last 50 metres.
Battling for the gold here, Yamaguchi to hold on, head home and claim another medal in world record time. Yamaguchi has taken out his own world record as he goes 1:03.77 swim for Yamaguchi Naohida.
Next up, the women's race in the same category. And Spain's Michelle Alonso Morales in lane 4 in the black cap was undoubtedly the favourite for the gold medal, as double Paralympic gold medalist in this event. She got off to a great start, capitalising on a long underwater swim. At the turn, she was well ahead of the rest of the field. The gold medal never in danger. Behind her, an epic battle was unfolding for second and third place.
Well, it is Alonso who's going to successfully defend her title. Is she going to break the world record in the process as well? The 27-year-old from Tenerife comes into the wall in world record time. It's a treble. London, Rio, and now Tokyo.
Thank you, Emma.
Italy's Simone Barlam in lane 4 in the blue hat was looking for a gold medal in his Paralympic debut in the men's 50-meter freestyle S9 final. But the current world record holder was slow off the starting block, and Denis Tarasov of the Russian Paralympic Committee, swimming alongside him in the black cap, edged ahead. The Italian would have it all to do.
Barlam coming to the wall is going to touch Paralympic record time. And he has a 5th gold medal of these games for Italy.
Thank you, Emma.
The men's 50-meter backstroke S3 final would prove to be a hard-fought race. World champion Mexico's Diego Lopez Diaz, swimming in lane 4 in the white cap, was the man to beat. But he had stiff competition in lane 3 from Zhou Liangkang from the People's Republic of China.
So he's pulling away. Hernandez is trying to go with him. And Ostapchenko now is back up on Lopez, who is tiring and tightening and falling out of middle contention here. It's going to be Zhou, is it, in lane 3, who touches first. He claims the gold. Lopez manages to out-touch his compatriot. Hernandez at the wall for bronze. Ostapchenko with the silver.
Take your mark.
On to the women's race in the same class. Italy's Ariola Trimi in the blue cap in lane 4 enjoyed a great start as she sought her 3rd Paralympic medal at Tokyo 2020. Great Britain's Ellie Chalice, swimming next to her in the red cap, stayed competitive. But the Russian Paralympic Committee's Yulia Shishova had also been in great form coming into these games.
Trimi is going to the wall here, and she's going to win. It's going to be outside the world record time, but it does not matter. Italy have 6 golds in the pool. Trimi's got her first of these games as Chalice claims a brilliant silver for Great Britain, and Shishova comes home for 3rd place and bronze.
The men's 50-metre freestyle S13 final was the 4th event in 4 days for Ihor Boccia, and the swimmer from Belarus was looking to put another gold medal around his neck.
The front call is looking good here for Ihor Boccia. Looking good for the silver, though, is Yaremenko, who's looking really quick. The Saleh brothers might be out of it here, except for Rahman coming back. Will he be in for a chop? And bronze, going for the world record. He gets a Paralympic record, and it's Ukraine 2-3, as Yaremenko and Veraksa managed to touch the wall ahead of both Salehs. But Ihor Boccia, the 4th medal in his 4th event, all for gold.
The women's race in the same category was a much tighter affair. In lane 4 in the yellow cap, Brazil's Maria Carolina Gomes Santiago was hoping for her 2nd Paralympic medal. She set a very quick pace and was just in the lead. Could she hold on to win gold?
Just ahead of world record pace here at the moment is Maria Carolina Gomes Santiago. Can she bring it home? She is starting to just pull away from the rest. Carlota Geli is looking to go with her. And now coming back in lane 6 is dedicated as well, perhaps for a medal, but it is going to be Brazil. As Gomes Santiago has a Paralympic record, and the world record holder, Carlota Geli, has the bronze.
Eu tô muito satisfeita, eu tô feliz.
I am very satisfied and happy.
Foi a premiação de todo
trabalho, hard work and dedication.
De toda uma dedicação para hoje
so I could do my best
estarmos aqui na melhor forma
and achieve my
e poder
gold
fazer o melhor nessa piscina e conquistar uma medalha de ouro.
And in the men's 100-metre breaststroke SB4 final, world champion Dmitry Cherniev of the Russian Paralympic Committee in lane 4 set the pace. At the turn, he was ahead and increased his advantage over the last 50 metres. His ambition to compete here at Tokyo 2020 was realised. And he was on target for Paralympic gold. Could he also set a new world record?
He's going well here, is Cherniev. Can he take it to the wall? Can he claim the Paralympic Games win as well? The European champion, the world champion, is the Paralympic Games champion in world record time. We're coming to the wall. 2nd is Fuentes, who claims his 4th Paralympic Games medal in this event, and it will be Tsapatakis to claim the bronze. But a great win for Cherniev, the world record, 1:31.96.
India's favorite sports channel, DD Sports. Chalo Khelo.
Welcome to Japan. Tokyo has become the first city to stage the Paralympic Games for a second time. In this highlights show, on the track at the Olympic Stadium, 2 sprint medals are among the athletics titles to be won. The wheelchair rugby players of Great Britain and the United States are going for gold. And reflexes will be tested as the wheelchair fencing draws to a close.
Gold medal match in the wheelchair rugby competition between the United States of America and Great Britain. The USA were aiming to win their first gold medal since 2008 against the Great Britain side, hoping to medal for the first time in this event. And it was Great Britain, playing in white, who made the first breakthrough in this game. Good defensive work, first from Jonathan Coggan and Ryan Cowling, and then Jim Roberts allowed Aaron Phipps to make the intervention, as the USA desperately tried to advance the ball in the allowed time. A second interception followed moments later, and Great Britain would end the first period with a 3-point lead. The USA were the side who were carrying the momentum at the end of the second period, however. A pinpoint long pass from Joshua Wheeler to Charles Aoki reduced the deficit to just 2. It meant the Americans would also begin the second half with the ball and the opportunity to draw within a single point. The scores remained tight into the final quarter, but when Stuart Robinson's hit caused Wheeler to lose possession, Great Britain again took the lead in the match. And when a combination of Robinson and Roberts stole the ball from Chad Cohen with a little over 3 minutes remaining, Great Britain were in touching distance of the goal. Robinson turning defence into attack to take his team into what would be an unassailable lead. Delight for Great Britain at the final buzzer as they took the gold medal. It finished the United States of America 49, Great Britain 54.
This team's amazing. Like the team, the way we support each other, the way we've come through so much adversity, so many times we've been sat there watching everyone clapping, get the medal. This is dream come true stuff.
The contests for swimming medals continued at the Tokyo Aquatics Centre, and the Hungarian world champion Fanny Iles was the favourite for gold in the women's 100-metre breaststroke SB4 final. The 29-year-old didn't disappoint. She went out strongly and in the last 50 metres increased her pace, her victory never in doubt. Silver medalist from Rio 2016, Italy's Giulia Giretti in the blue cap took the silver, and Yao Chuan from the People's Republic of China also made the podium. On to the men's 200-metre freestyle S2 final. Brazil's Gabriel Geraldo dos Santos Arujo in lane 3 in the blue cap put on a dazzling performance. The 19-year-old got off to a great start and never looked back. Chile's Alberto Abarza in lane 5 in the black cap had been hoping for his first Paralympic gold medal and tried to stay with the Brazilian, but it wasn't to be. He won silver. Vladimir Danilenko of the Russian Paralympic Committee took the bronze. Swimming in lane 4 in the black cap, Carolina Pelendritou from Cyprus had set a new world record in the heats of the women's 50 metres freestyle S11. Could she repeat that performance here to win a Paralympic Games gold?
All 3 swimmers in front are well ahead of world record pace here. Marcio Pelendritou, the zip benchmark as well, is going really strong, but it's Li Guiji catching up. Pelendritou's being left behind. Marcio is going to win this in world record time. She swims 29.20 seconds. What a swim from Boccia.
In the final stages of the women's 4x100 metre freestyle relay 34 points final, the United States of America in the middle of the screen were in the lead. But in the closing metres, Italy in the blue caps were gaining.
Absolutely screeching at their compatriot here. Hannah asked him to hold on. He's got the game. He goes to close down and catch her. It is a splendidly tight finish. Got the world record for his husband. He's going to do it. Jessica Long has a 15th gold medal. Italy have the silver medal here again, and Australia claim the bronze.
Great Britain and the United States were subsequently disqualified. So Italy's perseverance paid off. They were the Paralympic champions, with silver to Australia and bronze for Canada. Swimming continued at the Tokyo Aquatic Centre with the women's 200 metre individual medley SM11 final. Ma Jie in lane 4 in the white cap from the People's Republic of China had set the fastest time in the heats. She put in a very strong performance and was out in front, but watch as her teammate Kai Luen in the red suit piles on the pressure. A Chinese 1-2 for Ma Jie and Kai Luen, and bronze for Anastasia Pagonis from the United States of America. Next up, a surprise win in the women's 100 metre freestyle S3 final. In the blue cap, Italy's Ariola Trimmi took full control from the outset. Reigning world champion Leanne Smith, the United States of America, was favourite going into this race, but the Italian's pace was too quick. So Ariola Trimmi took the gold for Italy. Silver went to American Leanne Smith. And Yulia Shisheva of the Russian Paralympic Committee held off a challenge from Great Britain's Ellie Chalice to take the bronze. Ihar Boccia of Belarus had been in outstanding form in the competition so far, and the 27-year-old world record holder and defending Paralympic champion put on quite a show in the men's 200 metre individual medley SM13 final. The gold medal never in doubt. The race for silver was tighter, but Alex Portal of France just touched ahead of Dutch swimmer Thomas van von Rooij, who won bronze. Next up, the women's 200 metre individual medley SM13 final. Reigning world champion Carlotta Gilli of Italy in the blue cap got off to a flying start to take an early lead.
For the reigning world and European champion Carlotta Gilli, she had the best time of the year, and she's broken the world record now. She's got the best time ever. Pauline Young will come home for the silver, and indeed Toshpolatova touches for a bronze.
On to the men's 4x100 metre freestyle relay 34-point final. Australia, swimming in yellow caps in lane 3, had led from the start of the race. Australian Ben Pelham powered down the last 50 metres. Up behind him, Italy's Stefano Raimondi, swimming in the blue cap, was closing the gap. Australia won their first Paralympic gold medal, winning in world record time, a sensational victory. Silver went to the Italians, and defending Paralympic champions Ukraine took bronze.
Yes, Ben!
The Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium and the gold medal matches in the men's and women's singles. First up, the women's Class 6 final between world number 1, Marina Litachenko of Ukraine, and world number 3, Maliak Alieva, representing the Russian Paralympic Committee. Class 6 is competed by the athletes with the greatest impairments in standing classes 6 to 10. Alieva initially held parity, but then struggled to deal with Litachenko's variety of serve and attack in the opening game. Game 2 was a similar story. Alieva tried to stay in touch, but the Ukrainian world champion reached the required 11 points in 4 minutes. Tokyo has been Alieva's Paralympic debut, so to reach the gold medal match was an achievement in itself. The Russian would win silver, as her opponent was too strong on the day. Litachenko adds Paralympic gold to her world champion crown in emphatic style. The two bronze medalists in the class are Reza Chevanika and Stephanie Greba. Alieva happy with her silver, and Tochenko wins gold. The second women's match was a different story entirely. The class semi-finals played between Kelly Van Zon of the Netherlands and Victoria Safanova, representing the Russian Paralympic Committee. Van Zon, the double Paralympic champion, asserted herself to take the first game 11-8. Safanova responded well to level, winning the second game 11-3 before she dominated again in the third game. The Russian had turned the final on its head and was now one game away from the gold medal. But the champion hit back, and at the pressure moment, Safanova made an error for 2 games all. The momentum clearly with the Dutch star, Van Zon earned 3 gold medal points in the 5th game decider. Safanova had saved 1, but Van Zon won her 3rd gold medal, closing out the match 3-2. In the medals, Turkey's Kubla Korkut and France's Anna Barignon win bronze. Safanova the silver and a 3rd Paralympic gold for Kelly Van Zon. Men's Class 8 next, and world number 1 Victor Diduk against world number 2 Zhao Shui of People's Republic of China. Zhao won gold in Rio and London, but it was Diduk who had 4 game points in the first. Zhao saved all 4. Both had their chances on the way to 15 all before Zhao moved 16-15 ahead. Zhao won up. Would Diduk rue those early missed opportunities? The Ukrainian did not recover in the second game, and Zhao took a 2-love lead. These two know each other's games very well. The Ukrainian found what he had lacked in the first 2 games to close out the crucial game point this time. Zhao led 2-1. The standard of this final was exceptional, with both players on the offensive. 9 all on the 4th. Zhao then had his first gold medal point. Admirable courage under pressure from Diduk. Then, after Diduk hit a return out, Zhao was 1 point away from gold. What a cruel way to lose, an edge ball. Zhao now a 3-time Paralympic champion. Men's Class 8 and a Ukraine-China lockout of the podium. Peng and Nikolenko win bronze, Diduk the silver, and Zhao wins his 3rd Paralympic gold. Table tennis at the Tokyo Metropolitan Gymnasium, and the last gold medal matches for the men's and women's individual singles. The men's Class 2 final featured the world number 1, Fabien Lamoureux of France, against the world number 2, Rafał Super of Poland. A repeat of the Rio final, Super looked to avenge his loss and turn his silver into gold. But it was the French Paralympic champion who struck first to win the first game. The two could not be split in the second before Lamoureux earned the first chance to close out the game. Each time Lamoureux set up game point, Super drew level, and on the way to 13-12, the Pole acknowledged his fortune with the help of the net. That earned Super the chance to claim game 2 and level the score. Lamoureux had only lost once in their last 19 matches. For Super, it was no surprise that he hit back decisively in game 3. Game 4, and Super varied his attack to great effect. This deft touch setting up the prospect of a 5th game decider. Into that final game, and Lamoureux led by 8-7. This next point was crucial in deciding the outcome. The Frenchman drew on the support of his teammates in the crowd to set up 3 gold medal points. Super saved 2 of them, but could he save the 3rd?
Back-to-back gold medals here in the final for Class 2 men's singles. France's Fabien Lamoureux was fabulous here today.
The 2 losing semi-finals both earned bronze. Chassé Young and Park Jin-chul of People's Republic of Korea. Super adds another silver medal to his haul, and the Frenchman Lamoureux doubles his tally of Paralympic gold medals. The last final for the men was Class 4. Again, a world number 1 in Abdullah Öztürk of Turkey played the world number 2, Kim Yong-gon from People's Republic of Korea. The Turk had battled his way back to 9 all before Kim took the upper hand in the first in this exceptional rally to win game 1, 11-9.
Oh, the finisher got him up on one wheel, Kim.
The Turk struck back immediately, winning game 2, and then served with a game point in game 3. The world number 1 was seizing control. He led 2-1. The South Korean had then edged in front at the crucial time in the 4th. both players sizing up the moment to attack. Ozturk judged it perfectly. Ozturk seized his chance, and with an 11-10 lead, he had his first gold medal points.
And he does it! Abdullah Ozturk takes it! He defends his title and takes the gold medal once again. Rio for Tokyo 2020 right out of the World Championship barriers.
The final of the women's class 9 and People's Republic of China world number 1, Zhong Huiyan, faced her former teammate Leili Na, now representing Australia. Zhong started the strongest and dominated Leili Na in the first game. It was a complete reverse in the second as the Australian drew level. The crucial moments of the fourth game then went the way of the Chinese. All down to the fifth game now to decide the champion. And the Australian took command. Zhong was long here, and now Leili Na was a point away from gold. Zhong had saved 2 match points before Leili Na finished it off. The Class 9 bronze medalists are Alexa Swiatek of Hungary and Karolina Peck of Poland. Zhong wins silver and Leili Na takes her 3rd gold, but her first for Australia. In the last gold medal match, Alexander Costa of Brazil played Yang Qian of Australia. The Australian, who'd won silver for China in Rio, seized a tight first game 13-11. Costa had taken the second before Yang replied in the third to go 2-1 up. She then dominated the fourth game to win her first Paralympic gold medal.
In women's Group A in wheelchair basketball, Canada lined up against Australia. The Australian defense tried to occupy the space under the basket, forcing Canada to take long shots.
Going for the three, Donzano. Oh, wonderful.
Canada had a 17-point lead, while Australia's Amber Merritt was determined to lift her team heading into half-time.
Now, can they get a shooting chance in? Merritt is going for it. That is a virtuoso moment. Glorious.
But there wouldn't be many glorious moments for Australia, especially in the fourth quarter. Canada were comfortably ahead thanks to their top scorer, Tamara Steeves.
Not her first. She just keeps on scoring.
In the final moments, another basket for Canada, who moved on to the quarterfinals with a score of 76 for Canada, 37 for Australia. In the men's wheelchair basketball tournament, Spain met Japan, and with both undefeated, this was a battle for a top spot in Group A. As the first half came to an end, Spain had a 16-point lead, largely due to Asier Garcia, who scored 25 points alone.
Garcia puts it up, puts it in, makes it look so easy.
Spain had a clear height advantage and outmaneuvered Japan under the net. The host nation tried to adjust, taking chances wherever they could.
Fujimoto puts up the shot for 3.
But the Spanish team were dominant, outscoring Japan.
Garcia, yes.
The Spanish captain Garcia amassed 27 points and 17 assists. So Spain remained undefeated and finished top of Group A, and will move on to the quarterfinals. Final score, Spain 79, Japan 61.
It was all pretty straightforward in Group C of the women's goalball. Only a huge defeat for the Russian Paralympic Committee would stop them qualifying for the quarterfinals, whilst defeat for Australia would send them home. But they gave themselves hope here with a great start, thanks to 2 goals from Mika Horsburgh.
And scores with her first attempt. Another goal in the corner, from right to left. Australia extend their lead.
And a further goal from Brodie Smith saw Australia go into the break 3-0 ahead. In the second half, Irina Aristova reduced the deficit to 2.
There's an opportunity here for the RPC, and they do get one back.
But Mika Horsburgh's hat-trick dashed Russian hopes of a comeback. Australia held on to that 4-1 lead, but we'll have to wait and see if they progress through to the quarterfinals. But the relieved Russians are through.
The qualification places from Goalball Group B were still up for grabs in the final round of matches, so a defeat for either Ukraine or Turkey would leave them with a nervous wait to see whether they were through or not. In a tight first half, there was only a single mistake made by either team.
And it's been called as a penalty.
Ukraine had bounced the ball over the central zone of the court, but could Turkey take their penalty chance?
Karakaya, dummy from Kara. And Turkey have the lead.
Ukraine required a half-time pep talk, but at only 1-0, it was still anyone's game. Turkey's captain was creating an intense atmosphere with his vocal play, but there was still very little between the teams in the second half. With time ticking away, Ukraine had one final chance to equalise.
Turkey will run down the clock.
They allowed nothing through and held on for the win. Both teams have done enough to qualify for the knockouts. It ended Ukraine 0, Turkey 1.
Now and I ain't never gonna back down. I gotta go for the goal. I need to switch up the mode. I'm gonna win on my own. I'm in a whole nother zone. I reached the pinnacle. I don't have time, this is critical. It's time to finish you. I don't care who I just did it to. I gotta go for the goal. I need to switch up the mode. I'm gonna win on my own. I'm in a whole nother zone. I reached the pinnacle. I don't have time, this is critical. It's time to finish you. I don't care who I just did it to. I want it now, I gotta rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. I want it now, I want it now, and I ain't never gonna back down. I want it now, and I ain't never gonna back down. I want it now, and I ain't never gonna back down. I want it now, and I ain't never gonna back down. Said I'm fired up. I'm sorry your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. Came from the ashes, I rise up.
On the final day of wheelchair fencing, the team foil competitions were held. In the men's bronze medal match, the Russian Paralympic Committee faced France. And it was France who took the lead at the midway point. Tensions ran high in the final bout when the Frenchman Damien Tokotlian dropped 5 consecutive points to allow Nikita Nagaev of the RPC breathing room. But he pulled himself back, winning his team the bronze. In the gold medal match, China were eager to repeat their Rio 2016 success. All the fencers on China's team were already individual medalists of these games, with 2 medals in foil, when they faced Team Great Britain. It was a tense affair, and after 7 bouts, there was only 1 point in it. But in the penultimate bout, Li Hao was ruthless, racking up 6 touches to Oliver Lam-Watson's 0, to push China to within 5 of victory. Sun Gang had the opportunity to win gold, and he took it, beating Piers Gilliver 5-3 to win gold for the Chinese, who retained their Paralympic title. So bronze for France, Great Britain took silver, and China won their 10th gold medal at Tokyo 2020 wheelchair fencing.
I would like to thank everyone who carried us. Thank you to our families and everyone who showed kindness to us. And this is just the best gift ever.
Meanwhile, the women's team foil event was held with Hungary meeting Hong Kong, China in the bronze medal match. The 7-time Paralympic gold medalist, Yu Choi-yi of Hong Kong, fought hard for a chance to collect yet another medal. The contest went to the final bout, with Hungary's Eva Haimasi doing enough to secure the bronze medal, to her obvious delight. The gold medal match saw the People's Republic of China facing Italy.
Please get ready for the match.
Beatrice Vio of Italy is an excellent competitor and won 2 of her 3 bouts. But the Chinese were too consistent, and this touch from Gu Haiyan won China the Paralympic title and gold medal. So on the podium, Hungary took the bronze, Italy claimed silver, and the gold medalists were the People's Republic of China.
The powerlifting competition continued with women's under 79 kilogram category. Vera Muratova of the Russian Paralympic Committee was among the medal candidates here at Tokyo 2020. She set the world record this year and now she added another successful performance. The Russians' only valid attempt of 132 kilos was enough to get her the bronze medal. The first Paralympic appearance of Ukraine's Natalia Olivnik had a podium finish in sight. In the final round, she lifted 1 kilogram more than her Russian rival. The 40-year-old Ukrainian would take home the silver medal. But it was Nigeria's Boccia Omolayo, a reigning Paralympic and world champion, who was determined to top the podium. With 141 kilograms, she was set to beat her own Paralympic record. And she did exactly that. Then she loaded 144 kilograms onto the bar to target a new world record. Not at this time, but she had successfully defended her Paralympic title for Nigeria's Omolayo. Next up, the contest for the men's under 97 kilogram class. A former army officer, Colombia's Fabio Torres, a world championship bronze medalist, loaded 221 kilos onto the bar for his first lift. It was valid, good enough to eventually take the father of six into third place. Then Yan Pangpan of People's Republic of China put 227 kilograms on the bar. The silver medalist at the 2019 World Championship delivered. He was on a course to win the gold medal. Syed Hamed Sowipo Ravani of the Islamic Republic of Iran, the reigning world champion, had been struggling, failing to record a valid lift in the first two rounds. In the final round, he attempted 222 kilos. At stake, a place on the podium. And it worked, a silver medal for the Iranian. Still want to go for China's Yan, as he had already won the gold medal. He tried to beat the world and Paralympic record. He couldn't achieve 243.5 kilos, but still had a Paralympic title.
World number one, Sophie Wells, was the final rider for Great Britain in the team test to music, riding Don Cara M. The competition for medals was going to be very close.
Look at that for expression there. Judges looking for the rhythm, the regularity, and making full use of the corners of the arena to set up the movements.
Wells was pleased with her performance, and so were the rest of the Great Britain team. She was awarded a provisional score of 74.930%. That was revised up later in the competition by the judges. That score would be added to the previous scores recorded by Lee Pearson and Natasha Baker, giving Great Britain a total of over 229 points. Kate Shoemaker, riding Solitaire 40 for the United States of America, needed to perform well to keep her team on course for a medal.
Started off with quite a big angle and then settled into more of the correct 30-degree angle.
Shoemaker's score left the United States of America competing for the bronze. Sanne Weerts, riding Demanteur for the Netherlands, needed a very strong performance to give her team a chance of winning gold.
A really well-honed partnership, and of course the judges looking at the harmony between horse and rider. See it into the medium trot, clear transitions.
The Dutch team had an anxious wait to find out if Weerts would score highly enough to earn her team first place.
229.2. Remember, 229.9 for Great Britain. The Netherlands haven't quite done it, but Sanne, my goodness, 78.2. She very nearly couldn't have done much more.
That meant Great Britain had won gold. Suzanne Jensby Sunesen then scored 72.250 for Denmark, leaving her team a quarter of a point outside the medal positions. The Netherlands won the silver medal, and incredibly, Great Britain had won the team dressage event at the Paralympics for the 7th Games in a row. There were 8 competitors in each of the dressage individual freestyle test events. Sanne Weerts of the Netherlands was the world #1 in the grade 4 competition. She was riding Dementor.
Just a little late squaring up, but he did certainly square up. These halts, each worth 10 marks.
Weerts performed well, taking early lead with a score of over 82%, one of the highest scores across all of the dressage events at these Paralympic Games. Manon Claes of Belgium also proved to be a contender for the medal positions, riding Sandior 2.
A really positive, punchy start to her test.
Claes went into second place with that performance behind Weerts, and those two would be challenged by Louise Etzler Jakobsen from Sweden, riding Goldstrike BJ. Jakobsen's choice of music was very striking.
Really bold start again by Louise, making the judges sit up.
Jakobsen scored 75.935 percentage points from the judges, which meant she finished in second place, with Manon Claes winning the bronze medal and Sanne Weerts' performance earning her the gold medal. In the grade 5 event, Frank Hosmar of the Netherlands would need to outperform his world ranking to challenge for the gold medal.
Flowing and harmonious. Look at the balance.
Hosmar was awarded just over 80 percentage points by the judges, a difficult score to beat with his main rival still to perform. Regine Mispelkamp, riding Highlander Delights for Germany, was next to appear.
It's riders choosing music to enhance their horse's pace, or to complement and enhance their horse's pace.
Mispelkamp was aiming to be the first rider from Germany to win an equestrian medal at these games. She moved into second place behind Hosmar. The entrance music used by Michel Georges, riding Best of 8, suggested something epic might be about to happen. And so it proved.
Super start to the test, rhythmical, flowing, lots of activity.
That was the gold medal winning performance, just 3/4 of a percentage point better than Hosmar. So it finished very closely between first and second place, while Regine Mispelkamp won the bronze medal. And in the grade 2 event, Ann-Katrin Lubbe from Norway, riding La Costa Myland, was the first to make a challenge for a medal position.
Just wondering if Ann-Katrin may be our first rider to put the counter in.
Lubbe went into the lead with a score of 76.4%. Tobias Torning-Jørgensen from Denmark was aiming for his second gold medal of these games, riding Jolene Hill.
What an impression to make on your entry, straight in to the leg yields from the hold.
Jørgensen was given an incredible score of over 84% by the judges, which gave him a huge lead with only one rider left to compete. The final rider was world #3 Natasha Baker, riding Keystone Dawn Chorus for Great Britain. Baker was delighted with her performance, which earned her a third medal at these games, but it would be her second silver. 77.614 points meant she finished second, with Lubbe third, while Tobias Torning-Jørgensen of Denmark won the gold medal.
The mixed team compound archery competition took place at the Ume-Noshima archery field, with pairs from each country aiming for the highest score from 16 arrows. The semi-finals were both extremely close, with first China taking on the Islamic Republic of Iran. The scores were tied going into the final end, and it was a Chinese pair who held their nerve. And it was too much for the Iranians. The second semi-final was to be a record breaker, as Turkey took on the Russian Paralympic Committee. The Turkish pair led by 1 point going into the last end, despite the Russian team having hit a perfect 40 in end 2. The quality of archery on show was of the highest standard. And with this final 9, the Turkish side won the match, guaranteeing themselves a medal and taking the Paralympic record of 156 points. In the match for bronze, the Russian team did not show their disappointment, again hitting a perfect score of 40 in end 3. The Iranians fought back, but Bayer Shigayev was left needing 9 from his final arrow to take the match. And they won the bronze. The final saw China taking on record-breaking Turkey. The Turkish pair had to fight back after a strong Chinese start to level it at the halfway stage. China led by just a point with 2 arrows left each. 2 final perfect scores from Turkey piled the pressure on Herzogau, who hit the gold for a 10. And Lin Yueshan, who needed a 10 for gold. And she did it, with China winning the match and the gold medal by just a single point.
We are very, very thrilled right now. We have been practicing for 400 days just for this moment, to see the Chinese flag rising in Tokyo 2020.
In the wheelchair tennis singles, players look to book a place in the quarterfinals. France's Emmanuel Merck looked to upset the Rio 2016 silver medalist Annie van Koot of the Netherlands. The world number 30 had an ideal start under the centre court roof. Her drop shot here bounced more than twice. That earned her the point that won her the opening game against the serve. But neither player was able to hold their serve until the 5th game, when Merck went wide and van Koot took a 3-2 lead. Merck's challenge faded, with his wonderful backhand slice helping van Koot win the first set 6-3. And she stormed through the second set, dropping just 10 points. The 4-time medalist through to the last 8, 6-3, 6-love. In the men's event, 2-time Paralympic singles champion Kunieda Shingo met Ji Shenyu, China. The Japanese world number 1, at the top, started brilliantly, clinching the first set here, 6-love. Ji could be forgiven for suffering with nerves against a legend of the sport, but this forehand helped him finally get on the scoreboard in the 10th game of the match. But there was no stopping the 37-year-old Kunieda, who went through to the quarterfinals, 6-love, 6-1.
6-love, 6-1.
Spain faced Thailand in both teams' opening Group B match in the football five-a-side competition. European champion Spain were unfortunate not to take an early lead in this one. Sergio Alamar Garcia's shot, well held down low by Ponchai Konakasu Dolkasan in the Thai goal. But Thailand, making their first appearance in this event, had chances of their own in an even first half. Kupan's powerful shot turned around the post by Spain's Sergio Rodriguez Oliva. The Thai goalkeeper did well in the second half too. He got the faintest of touches and the ball struck the post for another fierce shot from Alamar. But with 48 seconds remaining, the Thai keeper could do nothing to prevent Antonio Martin Vito's score. This after Spain were awarded a double penalty for the combination of fouls. The last gasp win for Spain. It finished Spain 1, Thailand 0.
A big day in the football five-a-side tournament for the teams from France and the People's Republic of China. Both teams lost their first matches and they were under pressure to pick up a victory. Opportunities for both teams in the first half. Babacar Niang was one of the French players who had multiple chances. China's Zhu Ruiming, at 21, one of the youngest players in the tournament, had this opportunity. And it was again Zhu who came close to scoring the first goal in the second half.
Zhu on the post, oh! So close for China.
Lots of chances now for China. Again Zhu with a free kick.
Struck! Tonomuchi beaten. Zhu Ruming gets the reward for his persistence.
And that was it. A first win for China, who beat France 1-0. Brazil have been the dominant force in five-a-side football at the Paralympic Games. They won gold at each game since the sport's debut in Athens 2004. In their second group match against Japan, they opened scoring in the 5th minute of the first half. Raimundo Mendes, who was part of their gold-winning squad in London and Rio. Japan fought hard, and goalkeeper Sato Daisuke did everything he could to avoid further damage. But Brazil were just too good.
What a run! That is magic!
Thiago da Silva with the 2-0. And Brazil kept the pressure high.
That is another world-class moment.
A three-time gold medalist with Brazil, Ricardo Alves, with the 3-0. And he had another one in store. Brazil 4, Japan 0, the end result.
I'm Laura Webster with the U.S. Women's Sitting Volleyball team. I'm a 5-time Paralympian and gold medalist, and I'm here to show you around the Tokyo Paralympic Village. Let's go. Our first stop is the Boulevard of Flags. What I love about this place is that it's a visual representation of all of the countries around the world who are here for the Paralympics. The quickest way to get around the village is in one of these. The buggy is the best seat in the house. This is where athletes can get around and enjoy the beautiful scenery of the village. What I love about the village is how big it is. There's thousands of athletes roaming around this big little city. When we're not training or competing, you can find us here at the Village Plaza. With a hair and nail salon, post office, and souvenir shop, it's got everything we need to make us feel refreshed and relaxed and ready to compete. Here we are. I've saved my favorite for last, the iconic Paralympic Judo symbol. To me, this represents my 18 years as a Paralympian and how much I have seen the Paralympic movement grow. The Paralympic community is strong and deserves the respect and equality that we have worked so hard for, and I am so proud of being a part of this Paralympic family.
The National Stadium was the venue for day 4 of the athletics, and in the women's 1500 metres T11 final for athletes with guide runners, there was a heavy favourite.
And the reigning world champion, Monica Rodriguez Saavedra of Mexico.
Rodriguez, who started her career as a swimmer before switching to the track, finished 5th at the Rio Games 5 years ago, but since then had won the world title. She led almost from the start, and by the final straight, the rest of the field could not live with her.
She's going to take the gold medal to add to that World Championship gold she took 2 years ago in Dubai in a new world record time of 4:37.39. That was a wonderful run, especially the last 400 metres.
A first Paralympic title for Monica Rodriguez Saavedra from Mexico. In the men's T12 long jump, also for visually impaired athletes, back-to-back world champion Donior Saliev of Uzbekistan was expected to be the man to beat, but he failed to find his rhythm. It was this man, Amir Khosravani of the Islamic Republic of Iran, who rose to the occasion with the longest jump of his life.
PB of 7:09. Oh, that's plenty. That's out there. And 7:21 takes the lead and a personal best.
It was enough for Khosravani to win his first Paralympic gold medal. Back on the track in the 100 metres T33, Kuwait's Ahmad Al-Materi had all the form and history. Paralympic champion, world record holder and 3 times world champion. The start is always crucial in any sprint, and this showed why.
And it is Small of Great Britain who gets away very quickly indeed. He got off to an absolute flyer, did the man who took silver at the last World Championships. And Al-Materi is doing his best to make up ground, but it's Andrew Small who's going to take it. It may be a bit of an upset. Is he going to get there? Yes, he is. Small gets it. Al-Materi with a second position, but that was a wonderful start by Andrew Small.
Al-Materi was left ruining a slow start, and that opened the door for Andrew Small of Great Britain. He had won bronze in Rio, and now 5 years later, a gold medal. Paralympic champion for the first time at the age of 28.
There was a brief like someone's creeping into my peripheral vision, but just held him off luckily. Ahmed is a wonderful gentleman, and it's great to have such strong competition in the field.
There was an even bigger favourite in the T34 100 metres. Tunisia's Walid Khatila had won every World and Paralympic title since London 2012, and in all but one of those, Australia's Reid McCracken finished second.
Well, as always, Khatila pushes out really quickly indeed on his inside. Al Hamadi got away okay as well, did Reid McCracken, but it's Walid Khatila who's out in front. McCracken's trying to take him down, but McCracken's going to have to settle for silver because it is the man, Walid Khatila, who's broken his own Paralympic record and set a new standard time for this. He is quite the champion. 15.01 is taken 0.14 of a second off his previous mark. And he is Walid Khatila, again, a Paralympic champion.
McCracken again had to settle the second place behind the great champion. Walid Khatila with yet another title and at the age of 36, his fourth Paralympic gold medal.
Je suis très heureux de cette
I'm very
de cette
happy with
course.
this race. I've worked
J'ai
very
travaillé
hard
beaucoup.
and I've suffered a lot with
J'ai
coronavirus.
beaucoup souffert avec
after all of
la
that, I
corona.
deserve to win the race.
Mais enfin, je mérite de gagner cette course.
A throw without pressure for Omanov.
In the men's F41 shot put, Uzbekistan's Bobijan Omanov had already landed the winning throw when he cemented the gold medal with his final, longest throw.
We've got one out past 14 metres finally, I think.
A new Paralympic record for the world champion and world record holder, and a very proud day, Omanov's first Paralympic title. There was an extraordinary performance in the men's F46 javelin where the old world record was smashed. This was the key moment from Herath of Sri Lanka.
It's about after 67 or so metres. That's massive. He knows it.
67 metres 79 beat the old mark by nearly 4 metres and Herath's own personal best by almost 6, and a Paralympic gold medal to follow his bronze at Rio 2016. There was also a world record in the women's F54 shot put. Francisca Mardones, who was a wheelchair tennis player at Rio 2016, beat her own world best with a throw of 8 metres 33, and with it a first Paralympic gold medal to go with her current world title. And the favourite delivered in the men's discus F56. Defending Paralympic and world champion Claudine Batista from Brazil set a new games record of 45 metres 59. His second Paralympic gold medal to follow home success at Rio 2016.
Day 3 of the Boccia tournament at the Archery Gymnastics Center. The local newspapers featured the face of one of their home favorites. Esaki Shun of Japan is a 20-year-old commerce student. In his third match in the BC4 class, he was under pressure to pick up a first victory.
Lovely, very good indeed.
He started well. 3 of Esaki's blue balls were closest to the jack. But his opponent from Hong Kong, China, Wong Quan Heng, came back in the third end, scoring 3 points to take the lead. Esaki had the chance to snatch the win with his last shot of the match.
He's not done enough there. He has not done enough with the jack.
It ended 5-3 for Wong, his second win at Tokyo 2020. The BC1 class featured Andre Ramos of Portugal, who plays using his foot, wearing a shoe specially made for competition. He was up against Fuji Yuriko of Japan. The deciding points came in the third end, where Ramos scored with 3 of his blue balls.
Beautiful.
A 5-1 win for Ramos, his second victory in 3 matches at Tokyo 2020.
Opening round play in women's sitting volleyball, Rwanda against the Russian Paralympic Committee. Both sides looking to bounce back after losing their first match. Making their Paralympic Games debut in Tokyo 2020, the Russian women won the first and second set by identical 25-9 scores. Rwanda debuted at the Paralympic Games in Rio 2016, and they had never won a set. They came closest here, taking the lead in the third set 9-8. But they earned only 3 more points after that, and Russia were able to close it out.
And they've done it. They didn't play the best, but they played well enough. And that's all that matters today.
Opening round play in men's wheelchair basketball, Colombia versus Canada. Colombia jumped out early.
Here's the long pass ahead for Diaz.
But then Nicola Gonchin gave Canada their first lead.
He's in behind the screen, chooses to go to Anderson for Gonchin for 3. Yes! And that puts Canada out front.
Canada would never trail after that. They led 35-19 at halftime and would increase that margin in the second half. Canada were led by 42-year-old Patrick Anderson, a 5-time Paralympian and a 3-time gold medalist.
And the return again for Anderson. Uses the window, and another bucket for Anderson.
Canada stamped their ticket for the quarterfinals. Colombia completed pool play winless. Opening round play in men's wheelchair basketball, Germany against the Islamic Republic of Iran, with the winner guaranteed a spot in the quarterfinals. Germany led by as many as 8 in the first half, but Iran pulled within 1 just before halftime.
And a long open look for Serve.
Second half, Germany led by as much as 14.
Yes, nothing but net for Thomas Boma.
But again, Iran fought back and had a chance to tie the game in the final seconds.
Shot clock ticking down, puts it up. No, and Germany's going to win. They're up to the quarterfinals.
Germany held on 56-53, knocking Iran out of the tournament.
Brazil went into their final Goalball Group D match needing a win in order to avoid a shock elimination. For Egypt, it's been a learning experience at their first Paralympic Games. They tasted defeat in all 3 matches so far. The Egypt defence kept Brazil close, however, until halfway through the opening period.
And it's 2-0.
Late in the half, Brazil pulled out a 6-goal lead, but their opponents, ranked 26 places below them in the world rankings, had something to celebrate.
And Egypt have a goal, and you can see what this means to them, scoring past Brazil.
Brazil turned up the heat after the break, though, with goals from Jessica Gomez.
It's Gomez, and that's 10.
Her 8th of the game ended the contest thanks to a 10-goal margin.
And it's Jessica Gomez, who has been superb all day.
Brazil qualify for the Goalball quarterfinals. Egypt bow out, having done themselves proud at Tokyo 2020. 11-1 was the final score.
बाबा हिंदू है या मुसलमान? अगर तू काल है तो मैं महाकाल हूं।
मेरे गुरु स्थान को खुदवाने की हिमाकत किसने की है?
सही नाम है ना तुम्हारा?
नाम में क्या रखा है? इंसान का काम बड़ा होना चाहिए। राम जी भला करेंगे।